Ouija board is here somewhere in this garage. It's a little bit of a mess. I'm just gonna take a look around here. Oh, I think I just found it. It's like right here. There it is. I really don't know if I have the courage to like open it up or play it. It's one of those things I do believe in, this kind of mystical things that I think are real. So I'm going to tell you guys a couple of stories. A little bit scary. And these are all true. These things actually happened. So I'm going to use this as a warning about Ouija boards, that it's not a joke, it is not a game. Hey positive peeps, it's me, Lori, your positivity princess, and I'm coming to you on a nice Friday with a little bit of a story time. Now, I'm outside, it's a beautiful sunny day, and I know I'm wearing this cap, so I've got a little bit of a shade in my face, but probably the best lighting you're gonna get. Now, I'm doing this video outside because I want to talk about a Ouija board. Okay, so my sons got this Ouija board for Christmas, and I have a bit of a history with Ouija boards, and I mean, I don't know. My son got this, okay? He was 9 at the time, and he loves Stranger Things. So that's why, I think it was my sister that bought it for him. Okay, my brother. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly open it for you. If you've never seen a Ouija board, I'm gonna show you I'm gonna open it. Okay, I'm gonna open it for you and show you what it looks like. And it's a little bit different because it's a Stranger Things Ouija board. If you are familiar with the show, it's really interesting because in the show, and I don't want to give anything away because it's one of those really good binge-worthy type shows that you could watch. I believe it's on Netflix. But there's a place called the Upside Down. Okay, so it's kind of like a different dimension where one of the children gets stuck, and he's thought to be dead for a good part of the first season. So I'm going to quickly show you. Okay, as you know, a Ouija board, or you may or may not know, a Ouija board, I'll show you an image of what a Ouija board looks like right here. But this is what it looks like when you open up the Stranger Things Ouija board. Okay, so it comes with this. It's called a planchette. And it comes with a little, a circular, clear little window. Okay, so I'll show you. So you can either place that in or you can take it out. You don't need that necessarily. This is so that you can see through exactly where either the point will point at the letter or word or number that it's pointing at, that it wants to communicate to you, or it'll put it through the little window, depends, okay? But this little window has a little stand so that it gives it a little more support, okay, as it's going along the board. Now the board itself, okay, so it has like this kind of instructions and a little bit of background, and this is the board itself. So the board itself, here we go. In the show, the way the child communicates is using Christmas lights. So the mother, she realized that the child could communicate to her using the energy, using power, which is very interesting because we all know the connection of how we are all made of energy. We're all made of the same stuff, and we can communicate with anything that is made of the same stuff. So she figured this out, and she was desperately wanting to communicate with her child. You know, where are you? What's going on? What's happening? Are you alive? So she lined up the Christmas lights along the alphabet so that she could spell out words and ask him questions. Okay, hang on a second here. There we go. Okay. It's not that early, guys. It's like 6 p.m. where I am, so it's all good. It also comes with these little... Oh, yeah, they're just like little feet that go on the bottom of the planchette. I don't think I'm going to be bringing this into the house. I'm going to tell you guys quickly a story that happened to me when I was younger and I got into Ouija boards. I believe I was 13 and somebody at school had a Ouija board. And I went to a school where it was a grade 7, 8 school. I guess I was in grade 8. Okay, so what happened was somebody had a Ouija board at school and they got in trouble. Take that out of here, you know. The teacher was like really mad, and I was like, it's a game, what's the big deal? So of course I went over to a store called Toys, and they had Ouija boards, and it cost me I don't know, I think it was $19.99. So I bought this Ouija board and I took it home and we read the instructions. And I mean, at the time we had internet, it was new-ish. So if you wanted to learn about something, you'd go to the library and you'd find a book on it. But we had this really cool set of Encyclopedia Britannica. So my dad looked it up and he said, okay, so it says that this is called a planchette. Like, he looked it up and it had a little diagram there and he said, this is the planchette, this is the board. And another friend there said that they knew that you had to initiate by saying, hello, you know, we're here in a peaceful way and we want to communicate and ask you some questions. Is anybody there? And you all placed your hands very gently. You put a finger from each hand or 2 fingers from each hand, or if there's a lot of people, it's just one hand. And everybody just lightly places their fingers on this planchette and you ask questions and it moves. Okay, so 2 quick stories. One of them was that we were all at my place and we were in the basement, which is where my bedroom was. We were in my room and the lights were out and there was like 4 of us, all girls. And we had been asking a lot of questions and we said, you know, can you make a noise or, you know, some kind of sign that you're here? And there was a knock at the window. Like, it would have been the window that leads to the backyard. So one of us, like, we all screamed, you know, like 13-year-old girls. Ah, and one of us ran out to the backyard. I don't know, not me, I'll tell you that much. And there was nobody there. And I mean, it's just the perfect timing of it too. It's really, really creepy. The second story, which also is absolutely true, is that we were playing this Ouija board. It was about a week before Christmas in 2000 and I think the year 2000. Might make sense if it was the year 2000. And it was about a week before Christmas and the Ouija board was going around. We were asking questions and it spelled out J-O-E, so Joe, and then will die. And we said, Joe will die? Who's Joe? And we were trying to think of any Joe that we knew. And we said, when? And it said, you know, DEC 25, so December 25, so Christmas. And we were like, oh my God. So we didn't really think anything of it. But on Christmas Day, my nonna, okay, her brother, his name is Joe. And we didn't think about it because it's Giuseppe, so it's spelled with a G. So I didn't ever think of him as being Joe. He was Giuseppe. Sorry, just a little sustenance. And he was playing cards with his friends on Christmas Eve. And he went to, it was Christmas Day, and they were playing cards at his neighbor's house. And he went back to the house to get a deck of cards, a second deck of cards, because they were playing this Italian game. And he took a really long time. So after about 20 minutes, somebody went back to find him and he had a heart attack and he was dead. So they called 911 and they got him taken away and they didn't know exactly why he had died, just that he had a heart attack. So my sister, my brother and I, when we heard this, we couldn't believe our ears. We couldn't believe it. We were like, oh my God. It was really scary. And that actually happened. It predicted the death. They say that it's a couple different spirits that often come through. One of them is named Mama, and one of them is named David. And they would come through repeatedly, and we would talk to them. And they would tell us lots of things. And I don't even remember what these things were. It's like I can't remember the details of that. But it's always said that you should not play Ouija board by yourself. It's not a good idea. It's especially if you're vulnerable or emotional, or if you are easy to manipulate, if you have a certain kind of personality that is easy to manipulate. So my mom, my mother, who is highly emotional, she's very believing in the law of attraction. Which is beautiful, but at the time it was seen as kind of like a little bit flighty, a little pie in the sky-ish. So she started playing. Okay, so what happened was, at the end of the story, is that she started playing by herself and she started becoming obsessed with it. And we found that she had booklets of notes that she had taken of things that she had asked and things that she had said, and she didn't remember writing some of it. So we, promptly discarded this Ouija board. We were done with it. It had done too much, and it hadn't done anything really. It was getting too much into our heads. Okay, so I don't know, do you guys have any stories of Ouija boards? Anything that happened to you anytime you've used one, or any story you've heard from somebody else? And I only tell you these stories because they happened to me, and it's the truth. And I'm not telling you any third-party stories or secondhand stories, I just want to make sure you understand that I'm not making these things up. One last little story I had was that, and if you're done with this, then, I'll see you in the next video. But one more little story. Okay, so I was out camping with my friend Donna, and there's a couple of us. There's a few people all around our age. We were about 14 years old at the time, and we had the Ouija board, and because she had it at her cottage, and a couple of people were there, and one of them I had a crush on. His name was Louis, and we were all playing Ouija board and asking questions, and Donna said, "Is there anyone at this campfire that likes Lori?" And I was so embarrassed that I started to laugh, and I laughed so hard that I farted. And whatever was going to happen between me and Louis wasn't going to happen anymore.
God, this is so stupid. Stupidest story I've ever heard.
So thanks, Ouija board, you ruined that. Anyways, all right, so guys, I hope you enjoyed that personal account. I'm going to share some more details about other supernatural type things that I believe in and that I like. Let me know. Give me some real feedback. Did you hate this? Did it suck? Okay, just be honest. Positivity Princess can totally handle it. Anything you tell me, I can take a positive out of it. Okay, guys? I love you so much. If you would just sprinkle some love on here, give me a little thumbs up. I would love if you'd subscribe, and then I can do another video on anything you guys like. Okay? I love you so much. Please have a great day, and be positive. Shush. Now I have to edit, man. I was doing so good. Such a ding dong. Anyway.
I bet you were lying.
Shh.